Welcome to the Lily and Bryn podcast. I'm Lily.
And I'm Bryn. Today we're going to be talking about the phone policy at Pioneer.
Do you think cell phones should be allowed in school?
Well, let's talk about it.
To start off this episode, I'll be asking Bryn if she thinks the Pioneer phone policy is an effective or non-effective idea. So Bryn, what do you think?
I think the cell phone policy is a non-effective idea because I feel children should be able to have the freedom of having their phone whenever they would like due to emergencies and school activities.
That's a great point. And did you know that 75% of students and 66% of parents agree with you?
No, I didn't know that. So Lily, what about you? What do you think about the cell phone policy at Pioneer?
I disagree with it because I feel that students should always be able to be in contact with their parents in case of an emergency. And according to some scientific research, mobile learning improves productivity by 43%.
Great point. Another fact that you might not know is that cell phones give students the technological skills that they might need in the future for jobs.
That's a really good reason. I never even thought about that. And when I think of it, most jobs do involve technological, work
Skills.
skills and stuff, yeah. And also another reason that I just thought about was that there are actual real reasons for cell phones to be allowed in school. Like for stuff like video production, you need cell phones to record and stuff.
You're so right. Did you know that Harvard experts also say that cell phones are a great idea in schools?
Wow.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I need to do my research more. And usually, a lot of people argue that cell phones damage students' social skills, but cell phones and social media platforms are perfect ways for students to communicate with one another and, grow their social skills.
And also another thing is that if parents don't have contacts with their kids, that could worry them about where they are.
Yeah, and, what if a student usually gets driven home by their parents, but one day their parents can't drive them home? How will they know that they have to ride the bus? And how will they even know what bus to ride and everything? It's just, I feel like cell phones help with communication. That's the whole point of cell phones.
Well, we've been talking about this the whole time. Now let's take a look at the other side.
Well, let's say some ways that some people wouldn't want cell phones in class. Why are some reasons that people wouldn't want cell phones?
Because it can distract from the teacher teaching and students learning.
Yeah, I think that's a good reason. But I feel like the pros outweigh the cons, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
I feel like cell phones should just be allowed at schools because there's so many reasons that it can be beneficial. Because imagine you're trying to find a specific book but your library doesn't have it. You can always just look on your phone and use Audible or something.
That's a good reason. Another thing is that if you finish your work early, you could go on your phone because you have nothing to do.
Yeah, that sounds way more fun. I feel like my phone would give me motivation to finish my work.
Yep.
Because a lot of the games on school computers are not great.
Yeah, the games on school computers are
they block every single game ever, even if it's literally just Tetris.
yeah.
No Tetris for you. And you know how teachers always make you take notes right before a big test? I feel like it would be so much more efficient if you could just take a photo of the notes. Because in my science class, my teacher always makes me take all these notes, 5 pages worth of notes, and then we never even go back to them. But I feel like it'd just be way easier because it takes the entire class to jot down all these notes.
Yeah.
And so it'd just be easier if we can just take a photo.
It'd be so much easier for students to study with notes that are on their phone other than paper notes because they can take them home, obviously, because it's on their phone.
And kids
look at them more.
Yeah. And I'm not saying that you have to use your phone, but it's an option that can be more efficient, you know?
Yeah. Another thing is that if you have your phone, homework helping apps can help you a lot in studying and maybe in class stuff if your teacher approves it.
For math, my teacher always has us use calculators when we're doing a very easy subject and we're not focusing on the multiplication and division.
Yeah.
we can just use our phones and it will cost less money because then you don't have to buy all these calculators.
Yeah, so the school can have more funds and we can have more fun.
Yeah. Ooh, good slogan.
Ooh.
But also, like, going off of, like, the calculator thing, like, so many calculators are stolen a year. Like, there's research done on, like, scales on how many calculators are stolen in a year. And, but schools can save so much money on just letting students use their phones. So I feel like,
and maybe in the beginning of the year, instead of just like going into it without like knowing what to do on your phone or like how to use it like appropriately, we could have like an assembly that's like do this and do that and don't do this with your phone while in class or like in school hours.
that sounds like a good idea. I feel like it's a good way to start off, like, with using cell phones in class.
And maybe in the beginning of the year, instead of just like going into it without like knowing what to do on your phone or like how to use it like appropriately, we could have like an assembly that's like do this and do that and don't do this with your phone while in class or like in school hours.
That sounds like a good idea. I feel like it's a good way to start off, like, with using cell phones in class.
Yeah.
I just think that, like, overall, cell phones should be allowed in schools. There's so many beneficial, like, factors to having cell phones, and I feel like it's just unnecessary to have them banned because they're such an advance in technology, and to have them just like banned from school, it's so like unfair.
Yeah, it is pretty unfair.
More
And for like history classes, you can do like research on your phone rather than just doing it on the computer because the computers are kind of slow sometimes.
And there's a lot of less blocked websites, so like a lot of the when I'm researching, usually there's so many blocked websites I can't get my information, but on my cell phone there's so many unblocked websites, and there's multiple like apps that you can use, and you can't really download apps on your school computer. And so there's plenty of apps you can use to help with research and to get information.
Yeah, as long as you like have the Wi-Fi, you're good.
And schools can just like do Wi-Fi because they have normal Wi-Fi. So hook your phone up to the school Wi-Fi. You're good.
And if you know anything about phones, you would know that you can block certain websites for certain times. So like you can get an administrator or a parent to like block things for the hours of school, so you won't go on anything bad.
Yeah, that's like a solution because I feel like that might be one of the like downsides to using it, and that's like solution to the downside.
Yeah.
And there's like, you know how you can check to see where your assignments are and everything? You can just do that on your phone too.
Yeah, like Skyward, it would be so much easier to pull it up on your phone.
Yeah, because teachers and like the school has to pay for the computers. Well, students can just use their phones.
Yeah, and the teachers won't have to pay for that. The parents will.
Pretty heckin' cheap, dude. And I just think it would just be such an easier solution than spending all this money on different stuff at school. And you can also like, never mind, that was a bad idea. But I just think that it'd be a better idea to use cell phones in class instead of having to worry about other stuff.
To wrap up this episode, we'll be ending with a joke.
Why do ducks have feathers? To cover their butt quack. Zinger.
Thanks for tuning in on this episode. This is Lily and Bryn signing off.